Hello and welcome to Discovering Grays Lake, unveiling the stories and people that make our town so unique. I'm your host, David Wool, and I'm thrilled to bring you this new podcast that explores fascinating stories and experiences of local business owners and community leaders, right here where we call home. Grays Lake Rehabilitation Center is a community-based private practice physical therapy provider. Do you know they have 13 clinical providers with various levels of specialties, including orthopedics, sports, neurology, vestibular, geriatrics, pelvic floor, and aquatic? What? Did I just say they have a pool? Well, they do, and it's the largest indoor warm water pool in Lake County, featuring 2 underwater treadmills and swim currents, and recently added clinical treatment specialties, in layman's terms, shockwave. They have both radial and focus units that are the newest tool in regenerative medicine, available to everyone. They pride themselves on the most current and up-to-date specialized care to keep you moving. If you're looking for physical therapy, make sure to see our friends at Grays Lake Rehabilitation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Discovering Grays Lake. I'd like to first give a shout out to Agora. We're recording today at Agora Co-working, which is on the corner of Atkinson and Center Street. Shout out to Luke. Just a great place. So if you're looking for a place to get your business out of the home for a day, for a week, or even a lifetime home, Agora is a great place to go. So shout out to those guys. Thank you so much. Today, I am with the library and the Library Foundation. Why don't we start off and have you guys introduce yourselves?
Sure. Hello. Thanks for the invitation, Dave. I'm Tim Longo. I'm the Executive Director of the Grays Lake Area Public Library.
I'm Beth McGowan, and I'm on the board for the Library Foundation.
Nice. Okay, so Tim, you and I were talking, we were in the basement of the Alamo together.
There is no basement in the Alamo.
I know. My bike's still there, though.
Yeah. So,
Francis
is looking for it.
Exactly. So we spoke on a panel for the chamber.
Correct. We did.
At the State Bank of the Lakes. And it was really at that point that I looked and went, wow, like what's going on? The library is super interesting, and the changes that have been made. And I don't think that everybody understands what goes on. So I think it's a good opportunity to enlighten Grays Lake also.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that was a fun panel. So Grays Lake Area Public Library, I like to say it is the area public library. So we're Grays Lake too, but we also serve parts of Haynesville. We serve parts of Round Lake Beach, Round Lake Park. So we're not just Grays Lake and Third Lake. Can't forget about Third Lake.
Right.
So the library in the year 2025, we see ourselves, as a community center as well, and not just a library. So I know if you live in the library district, every quarter you get the old school newsletter in the mail. You can check that out. There's so much stuff going on. We're so much more than books. We do have lots of books. We do have digital books. We have all kinds of digital resources too. If we want to, we can get into that later as well.
Sure.
But I encourage people to come to the library, or if you can't come in person, you can also check us out online. You'll see there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Nice. All right, so Beth, we're going to switch over to you too, because I kind of like introduction. So I look at things, and every time I see something, I go just with somebody, and we have the library, then we have the Library Foundation. So yes. Foundation, does it help fund things for library? Is that the main?
Yeah, our main job is basically raising money to help with capital expenditures that the library encounters that they could use that's outside their budget. Because the library also has the Friends, which does other things, and then the Friends
focuses, when you see all those book sale signs all around Grays Lake, that's Friends of the library. Friends. So they'd be great to have on maybe in a future episode as well. But yeah, the Friends focuses a lot on the book sales, and as Beth was saying, the foundation is separate from the Friends.
Yes, it's separate from the Friends, and our main goal is to raise a lot more than you would normally raise.
Okay, give me an idea. What would you guys do to raise money?
What we do to raise money,
yes.
We host 2 events a year.
Okay.
That one is called Pouring Over Pages.
I'm glad you pronounced that.
Yes.
Yes.
And the other one is an escape room, written actually by one of the members of the foundation. She's amazing.
Wait, you do an escape room?
Yes.
At the library?
Yes, there's 4 different rooms you can choose from.
It's happened twice now, yeah.
Yeah, we've had it twice. It's usually in the fall, around September, October.
Oh, cool.
And then the other event we do is in March, the Pouring Over Pages.
Right.
And that's, we do it in March because we also partner with the Grays Lake Arts Alliance, and that's when all the art around Grays Lake and all the artists display their stuff. The high schools are there, the elementary schools, arts on the wall, middle school.
Yeah, every March the library has the community art fair. So our budding artists from all over Grayslake, from grade kindergarten through the high school kids, have their artwork every March. The library's been doing this. I took over as director in the summer of 2022. So when I took over, the library had already been doing this, partnering with the local schools, and even Westlake has been there in the past, as well as St. Gilbert. So it's not just the public schools here. We call it the Community Art Fair. So each school has its own night where the art teachers from the local schools pick their best artist, or whoever the best artist they kind of feel that year is, and they get to show off their artwork. So the library turns into an art gallery for the whole month of March. So we've been doing that. So the foundation thought it would be a good idea to maybe use that idea to kind of have a fundraiser. And I will say there is some adult artwork as well. I mean, the majority of the artwork in the library is school-age kids, but we do have some adult artwork in there as well. And the library staff are also encouraged and have some artwork in there as well.
What a cool way to include the entire community.
Yeah.
Well, so we get to celebrate the arts and have everybody gather.
Yeah.
And I bet that just having people with events and things and coming into the library to see what you offer, like actually to walk in, because I know probably for a lot of adults, unless you have your kid go in there, you probably haven't walked in a library lately.
You nailed it, exactly.
So it's a great way.
We see
the trickery.
We see a good amount of that. We keep tallies of how many people come in each night, and the art teachers from the schools are there. D46 has sent their photographer and press person to do photos before. So yeah, we have a good idea who comes in, and you're definitely right. We get people coming in that haven't been in the library for a while, who obviously have school age kids because they're coming in, or grandma and grandpas are there to see. So it's just a good opportunity too to reacquaint people with the library.
We're taking a quick break just to say hello because everybody knows Nano, and Nano knows real estate. And actually, I believe that's the name of her Instagram page. So if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or know somebody in the market for a home, contact Nano from Baird & Warner. She's a Grayslake girl helping out Grayslake people.
So it's a win-win for everyone, I think.
Yes. So how many people are involved with the foundation? Do you have like a core group of?
They're always looking for more.
Yeah, we're always looking for more members.
Yes,
it's going to come in. We need volunteers. If you're, I think there's 5 of us right now. Okay. But our board, we usually would like to have more like 7 to 9. So we are down a couple members right now.
Right. And how often does the foundation meet?
We meet once a month. Okay. On like the 3rd Monday of the month or so for like an hour.
Right. How long is I know that a couple of things. How long has the Pouring Over Pages been?
This will be our 3rd year.
Wow. And just so everybody knows, for a disclaimer, that we're recording sometime, I don't even know what the date is, sometime in February of 2025.
Yeah. February 6th. I know that because tomorrow's my wife's birthday, so we can date this even more.
Exactly.
So next month we're having our annual events. And
Saturday, March 8th. Tickets available.
Right.
So, they're going fast, so get them while you can.
Yes, as fast as you can. So tell me this. I understand. What is Pouring Over Pages?
So it's an after-hours...
Sounds messy.
No, it's not. It's an after-hours event where you buy a ticket, you come in, there's wine you can purchase, there's all the arts are there for purchase. We have local authors come in and read the first chapter of their book.
That's really cool.
That's really fun. We show off the hub. A lot of people don't know what the hub is. It's
that's our makerspace at the library.
Yes. Okay. So there's like engraving and a 3D printer and an embroidery machine. This year we'll be offering tours of the library because a lot of people if they don't have young kids, they have never seen upstairs, which is an amazing space for parents with young kids. There's a craft that's always hosted and. Yeah,
there's wine. Did you forget about the wine?
Yeah, no, I think I might have mentioned the wine.
It's the highlight.
Yeah. The highlight of the day. Yeah, and it's kind of fun. We have like raffle baskets you can win just from like attending all the different spaces, and it's kind of we have like a throwback to the old checkout slips that you would sign your name on in the book and put in the front to check out, and it has all the lists of the stations you can hit and get stamps, and everyone you get an entry into the baskets to win, and
That's very cool.
it's just kind of a fun night to just meander and hang out
It's
at
a
the
night
library.
out at the library.
Yeah.
Support the library.
You get the commemorative glass that we use, and that's what you fill up with wine every time you hit it. And
All right, so sometimes I do this, and I always forget the obvious. So somebody's listening right now, and they have their laptop in front of them. Like, where are they going? Social channels, websites. Like, tell everybody where to follow, where to like.
Okay,
right now.
it's on the library page. It's
Well, the foundation, the Grayslake Library Foundation, has their own Facebook page, which
Yes.
if you're on Facebook, you should follow that, and you can get everything
Right.
you need to know about the Library Foundation on your Facebook
right on
page.
there, and you can buy tickets through that. And or if you're not on Facebook, on the website for the library, there's an actual tab for the foundation. All of that's in there too. There's like a QR code you scan, and you put your information in, and
Beautiful.
you're all signed up.
Sounds like an awesome.
Yeah, and for the library as an organization, we obviously have a website, grayslake.info. You can find that very easily. We have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram page. You can follow us there. We did get into TikTok, and I know TikTok is, well, is there a ban? Is there not a ban? Not really sure, but we did start a TikTok page a few months ago, so we've been putting some videos up on there.
Awesome.
We have a YouTube channel, so when you smash that subscribe button for Discovering Grayslake Podcast,
See?
you can do that for the library as well. And we do have a Spotify account, which we've been
Wow.
promoting because the library, well, we do events and stuff, and we've had some of our team members put together DJ lists, so we have been getting some more people following the library.
That's cool.
So just go, if you have a Spotify account, you can search for the Grayslake Library and see us on there too. So
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
If we had more trustees on the foundation, we could have things like this.
So if you're into books and making Spotify playlists, there's always room over here. All right, Tim, I want to talk about some cool things. I know that we have some questions we want to answer, but like you guys were saying, when you say 3D printers, when somebody says embroidery, it doesn't scream library to me.
No.
So tell me about some of the cool things that people
yeah,
don't
so
know about.
and you're not alone in that, Dave. A lot of people, when they think the library, still think, a warehouse of books, and we obviously do have a lot of books. We
Yes, they
have
do.
over 150,000 books in our library. Both, if you go to the second floor, it's full of kids' books. Our first floor is full of adult books. So we still have print books. We have robust digital collections as well.
Yes.
If you haven't already, there's you can go to the library's website and check out some apps. We have an app called Libby, which is through a company called Overdrive. We're a member of the Digital Library of Illinois, which is a huge consortium of Illinois libraries that all pool together resources. I think there's over 200 libraries in this consortium, but there's hundreds of thousands of ebooks available through Libby, and all you need is a library card, and you can get ebooks and e-audiobooks. Another
That's
service.
awesome.
Yeah, e-audiobooks are extremely
That is
extremely
really
popular.
awesome.
When talking to my librarians who do collections, we're seeing a lot more people checking out the e-audiobooks because you can listen to them right in your car. Even if you download the app and have Bluetooth in your car, you can sync it and listen to audiobooks when you drive around, take the kids to practice or whatever you got to do. So Libby is a very popular app. We have another digital app called Hoopla that has e-books, e-audiobooks, digital comics, movies, music. So obviously we have the physical books at the library. We have a very robust digital library. We're talking in the year 2025 right now, so
Right.
digital people are using digital resources, and the library obviously recognizes that. So you can get a library card and access our digital resources from home very easily. We have a lot of online resources as well, which we could almost probably do a whole podcast just on that. But we have cool things called LinkedIn Learning, which is, if you know the company LinkedIn, the job kind of, not really search anymore, but everybody's fairly familiar with LinkedIn. I think they have a product called LinkedIn Learning where you can learn all kinds of skills. You want to learn more about things like Excel. You want to learn more about things like Microsoft Word, all kinds of different skills you can learn on LinkedIn, resume writing, those kinds of things. We have another product called Gale Courses, which can be used for things to help you find employment. But there's also courses on there that are led by instructors, and this is all done virtually. But there's courses on learning how to better play the guitar, things like that. So it's not just necessarily things that would be for the job search. So Yeah, and I think we started even with the makerspace here. I didn't even touch on that because you can see there's so much the library has to offer. But like Beth mentioned, yeah, we have a makerspace in the library called The Hub. It's been around since either 2017 or 2018. We have 2 3D printers in there. We have an embroidery machine. We have an engraver. We have sewing machines. So yeah, you can come to the library, check out a book, and also come in there. And if you're trying to, we have local businesses that use it. You can come in, check out a book, and then also bring in some pint glasses. And if you're having a wedding or a bachelor party, engrave things into a pint glass or work on your sewing.
What's that cost to do the engraving?
It depends on what you're trying to do. There's a scale of projects. But we don't run the makerspace to make any sort of profit. So you could go on our website and get more info or come into the library and talk about that. But it would just be what the cost would be. But a lot of people bring in their own products.
But you don't have to have your own product. This library will sell you cups too. And
that's true. Yeah.
Different things. I believe with the engraver you can do stickers too, like on the vinyl sheets. But
it doesn't cost anything to reserve or to use the machine. It would just be whatever products you're trying to work with.
That's great. Okay, so like
we had to add we now have 2 3D printers because we were getting so much use of the first 3D printer. It was getting used so much we had to upgrade a little bit. And the cost of 3D printers have gone down too as well, but we have 2 3D printers, so if you're into that scene, you can even create an email. We have it set up to where you can email your blueprint, your design over in advance, and somebody from the library obviously needs to approve it, just to glance at it and see what you're trying to print. But it will print it up, and then you could come pick it up from the library. So
it's fascinating.
You don't even have to do it yourself. You can have someone at the library do it for you.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing.
And you can learn more about the Hub Makerspace if you come to Pouring Over Pages.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know this is you said, what is the month that Pouring Over Pages happens?
March.
So it's in March.
It's March.
Saturday, March 8th.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
This year it's on March 8th.
Okay.
I think in prior years it was closer to St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
But this year we went a little bit early.
Good. Is there, how's attendance for that? Pretty good?
Pretty good. Like, it's getting a little bit bigger every year. We've only done 2 years.
This will be
This is the 3rd year, so
What do tickets cost for that?
They're $50 a person, and you get like a goodie bag with.
Let's talk about the wine, Beth. That's really what I'm trying to find out here. Come on. So I get my goodie bag.
You get a goodie bag that has your glass in it and some other things, and drink ticket, and then
Nice.
Hey neighbors, this is Bill Mock with the Grayslake Chamber of Commerce. And if you're looking for a network of hard-working, customer-focused, and generally friendly local businesses who are dedicated to helping each other succeed, then I'd like to invite you to check out and consider joining our Grayslake Chamber. We offer our members so many ways to advance their businesses through social networking events, special event sponsorships, informative lunch and learns, and the ever-popular after-hours mixers. Come see why we say we're the new wave of business here in Lake County.
That's a cool thing. I love when things are done surrounding that, like to bring. And once again, we do so many things on the show with different people or different groups with like-minded people that gather over things. And this sounds like, especially with the authors and all of the other things.
We kind of bring all aspects around, trying to keep everything local. So it's local authors that come and read their books, and it's the local artists that are there.
Which, if anybody hasn't known, like Grayslake, we have a lot of local authors.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
I think it's kind of cool.
Because
we have an author fest now in Grayslake, so that's been
right.
The library's partnered with that.
That's great.
We do a lot of partnerships too. It's something I didn't mention. We have a community engagement department at the library, whose a lot of their work is being out in the community and partnering. So, talking about local authors, I think. Well, this summer will be the 3rd annual Grayslake Author Fest when that goes down, and the library's always helped sponsor that the last few years.
Because with the event in March, the Pouring Over Pages, we'll have at least 3 to 4 artists or authors come, and they each read a chapter of their book. So this is the 3rd year, and we've never repeated authors yet.
Right. No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really cool. All right, Tim Random. So, you growing up, and thinking about like what you wanted to do, you know, or am I going to be a policeman, a fireman,
Sure.
a librarian, I want to be the head of a library someday. When did like your interest in things like that happen?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I didn't know that I wanted to do that when I was, you know, some people ask that, get that question. Like, I've always known I've loved books. I have always loved books, but, you know, people ask, what does an executive director do? And it's like, no, I don't. I wish I got to read more. You know, now with the little kids, it's reading kids' books, and then when I try to read my books at night, I fall asleep right away. But no, I worked at an undergrad I went to University of Illinois at Chicago in undergrad, and I worked at the library there as an undergrad job, which was a fun job. But then started talking a little bit more to people, and my undergrad degree was in history. So when I graduated, it was kind of like, well, what are you going to do with that? So I thought a little bit maybe about going to law school, but I was working at the library, and people were saying, well, you know, you can go to school and work at a library full time and make it a career. And I never really said, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I never knew that. Right. So that was kind of got my foot in the door working at a university library, and then pursued it more. But then when I was in library school, I went to the University of Illinois down in Champaign-Urbana for that. I decided then, though, I was like, I don't know if I want to stay in academic libraries. You know, I saw the public library world. When I was going to school down there, I interned at the Urbana Free Library, got to work there for a while, and I looked at this and I said, this is kind of cool. I said, you know, the public library is more, I think, was more my speed, seeing that it was open to anybody. It's still kind of one of the last places out there where anybody's welcome. You can come in and nobody's expecting you to buy anything. You know, you can come in and just do what you want to do. So that idea always stuck with me. And then I decided, hey, I can make a career out of this, and now here I am.
Yeah, and surround yourself with something you love too, right?
Yeah,
at the same time,
as long as you don't have to shelve the books. Because I found when I volunteered at one of those schools, they're like, yeah, let's shelve some books. I'm like, it was not my favorite part of volunteering there, actually.
I finally get to go back to the library with my little guy who's 8, and I spent a lot of time upstairs, and you have an awesome selection of children's books and all the sports books and everything we're checking out. And the video games too. So that's
we do have video games.
I don't think people realize you can check out video games.
We do
for just about every system too.
Yeah, pretty much. So if you want to test out the video games before you take the plunge and buy them, the library's a good place to do that.
We have not bought one since we know the library.
There you go. We also have board games too.
Yes.
We have a very large board game. That's not on the second floor. That's on the first floor back by the periodicals. But we have hundreds of board games. We partner also with the Gift of Games. There's a great shop here in downtown Grayslake right next to Something's Brewing. So go there too as well. But we've partnered with them and had game nights. But you can come in and we have over 200 board games. You can come in and check them out, give them a test run before you.
I didn't even realize there was more than 5 board games. Over 200 board games. Like,
no, there's a lot of different kind of board games, and some of them have a lot of pieces. So when you said, Beth, you didn't want to shelve the books, I mean, I love our board game collection, but I do hear from some of the staff when the stuff gets returned, it can take a while to, some of these board games have lots and lots of pieces. So
we play them once at our house and we throw them away because we miss the money or the pieces.
Yeah, so that's one thing that can get a little complicated, but other than that, it's a cool and a lot of there's. Grayslake's kind of known for that. Not all libraries do that, so.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. So I was thinking of other things that I've been there. It's funny the things that I go to the library for. If I need color printing done, I don't have to go to the UPS store or whatever. It's like, why don't you just do that at the library? And I'm like, what?
And you know what's cool, too? You can set your print jobs in advance, too, and have curbside pickup. So I don't know if you knew that. So if you know you need something printed, you go on our website, do the curbside printing option, and you can upload everything, and we'll have it printed, and we'll even take it out to your car for you. There will be a little bit of cost for that, but it's a good service. Not everybody's aware of that.
Yeah, I'm going to hit some other things that I enjoy about it, and you can fill in the blanks of stuff I'm missing.
Okay.
I love the fact that you guys have the meeting rooms. I came there one time to speak to the Cub Scouts were there at one thing, and then one of my friends just had a meeting. His pipes froze at his house, so he had to move his group thing to the library to one of the rooms. Tell us about the meeting rooms.
Yeah, we have one big meeting room that can hold up to approximately 100 people. That is available. Anybody that has a Grayslake library card is able to check that out. And I will say something I want to mention too. Since I've become director, we've created we try to become more business friendly as well. So if you're a local business within the library district or even a nonprofit, you can get a library card, and that'll give you access to be able to reserve our meeting rooms as well. Yeah. The only caveat there is it's non-commercial, so if you're trying to sell vacuums, I always give those examples. You can't be if there's any traveling vacuum cleaner guys out there or people out there anymore, you can't set up there. But we have businesses that will come and use it if they want to have a meeting. We also have Girl Scouts. There's all kinds of things going on there. So yes, we have one big meeting room that can be reserved in advance, and then we have 5 study rooms that are on our main floor that can be reserved, or you can drop in if they're available. Those are popular for people to come in and study or do tutoring, or people need a quiet area to do a Zoom call. So we have 5 of those on our main floor, and then upstairs we have 2 additional study rooms in our youth department. So 7 study rooms in the library, and then one bigger meeting room space as well.
I bet everybody that's listening right now, unless they go there all the time, has learned at least one thing that they can do that they didn't know, right?
Yeah.
And it's great, whether it's a technology thing that you might not have at home, or if the internet, like there's places people can go.
Oh yeah, there's computers you can just come in and use.
Yeah,
just
we have computers. And something we just added right at the end of 2024, we do have computers, yes, that you can come in and use. We have very fast Wi-Fi. We upgraded our Wi-Fi last year in 2024. It's one of my goals here as director. I've striving for us to have some of the fastest Wi-Fi in Grayslake, because we know people are coming, and we have the data to support this. People are coming and using. We're seeing less people sitting down and using our computers. We still have our computer lab area, but we're seeing more and more people, especially in the Grayslake community, coming in with their own devices, but wanting to have, fast and reliable Wi-Fi. And we have the tablet service that we just added late last year. So we have 5 tablets that can be circulated within the library. All you need to do is have a library card, and on those tablets it has profile. So you walk up to scan your library card, check out a tablet. It'll ask you if you want to have an adult, teen, or a kid's profile, and then you can use that tablet within the library. Because some people like to sit at the old school computer and be there. Other people like to have this. Will allow the ability to go throughout the library. It connects to our Wi-Fi, and when you can use it, do whatever you want. We've programmed it with library. It has materials from the library. You can also just use it to check your email, play games. It has a camera on it, and then when you return it, the nice thing is you return it back to the docking station. It will wipe out all your data. So when it's plugged back in, it does a clean. So that's something that we just added a few months ago that we're excited about.
That's awesome. You want to know my favorite thing about the library? Because I hadn't been in the library in a long time. And with my little guy going there, and we check all these things out. No fees for my books being late. Is that true still?
Yeah.
Unless the police are coming to my house right now.
Oh my God.
No, this isn't that Seinfeld episode with the library police. Were they? Who were they getting? I can't remember. Were they trying to get George or Jerry? It's probably George. Yeah, but you don't know that episode?
No, I'm not a Seinfeld.
Oh, hilarious.
No, but I'm notorious for being late.
Yeah, the library.
Well, yeah. So we are fines free. We've been that way for almost 3 or 4 years now.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. We just want our materials back is the main thing.
Yes.
You will get a notice if you have a newer item, like a brand new, like we talked about video games. If you have a brand new video game, a brand new movie, Blu-ray, or like a brand new book, odds are there's going to be a hold on that. Somebody else wants it. You'll get that notice. So we won't give you any. We're not going to nickel and dime you anymore, but we do want our materials back.
Right. And I like my friendly reminders via email. I did not get one today, just so you know. I do not have one on my inbox. But it's a good reminder to bring things back. And, how our society works, though, like if I owed the library $2.14, I wouldn't go back, or I'd drop the stuff off, and I would. But I think it's a very friendly way to do things,
Yes.
and people are welcome back because we all know life gets busy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
it slides underneath the seat of your car, and all of a sudden, like 3 weeks later,
Right.
you're like, oh, where is that book? Oops.
But I love it. I think it's a
Yeah.
we're trying
it's a friendly way to
we
do
want
it.
as least amount of barriers as possible for people to get their library card. And this is my plug too. If you're listening and you live in Grays Lake area and you don't have a library card, come get one. It's very easy. You can even apply for one online if you go to grayslake.info if you don't want to leave your house. We'll just check to make sure you live in the district. But you can even apply for a library card online now these days. So get your library card.
It's often said that those who fail to plan are planning to fail. Joe Velez and his team at JPV Financial create unique financial plans that address some of the most difficult challenges that people might face as they get older. No matter what stage of life you're in, having a proactive financial plan can help navigate some of the difficult decisions you'll face, helping you live your life by design, not default. Securities and investment advisory service offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Looking for a place where there's always something happening? Welcome to the Grays Lake Village Center. Whether you're planning a family outing, a date night, or a fun night out with friends, the Village Center has something for everyone, year-round. Enjoy a fantastic mix of restaurants, unique retail shops, and exciting events that bring the community together. Also part of the Village Center, and just steps away, you'll find Central and Gelatin Parks, home of the library, aquatic center, skate park, senior center, and numerous recreational opportunities. Whew, that's a mouthful. So if you're looking for something to do, come explore, dine, shop, and play right here in the heart of Grays Lake. Find out more at grayslakevillagecenter.com, and go check them out on social media and give them a like, give them a follow.
You don't have one.
Yeah, no, I have
And
one.
if you do have one and you still live in the district and something new we've just started, you don't have to worry. We're doing using the National Change of Address system through the post office. So we're doing automatic library card renewals as well.
Oh, nice.
So that was some feedback we've gotten. So some people say, well, I've lived in the same house for the last 22 years. Why do I have to come in, every 3 years and renew my library card? So we'll know if you didn't move, and your library card will automatically renew, and you'll get an email telling you that it's automatically renewed. So that's something we've just started as well to make things easy and convenient for people.
The only time I realized my library card expired is all of a sudden on one of those online trying to download an ebook, and it's like, sorry, you can't. I'm like, no, how am I locked out?
Because you didn't go back and
I go back and then get renewed. So.
What do you like? What do you use? Do you to download yours?
I use the Overture. It's like for me on my Kindle.
Like Libby?
I don't call it Libby. It's like it used to be My Media Mall.
Yeah.
And that's why I go through and I do that, and I do some Hoopla, but you're limited on your Hooplas.
Yeah, we do have. Hoopla's very popular, and the library does get paid on the back end per circ. So
right, but Hoopla's nice because
we don't have an unlimited budget.
I don't have to wait for it. Like the Hoopla, you think with an ebook, like can I just read it? But with like Libby, like you have to wait for your turns. Like it's electronic. You thought everyone would have it, but no. So Hoopla, you can just get it. Everyone can just rent the same book at the same time. No big deal. And
it's a really cool service, and you know, making things accessible for people, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's a key word. Accessible.
Yeah. And one of the nice things is if you like having the paper books and you like the holding it, the library is paired with all these libraries. So if I want a book that our library doesn't have, I've got a ton of other libraries that they'll find it and they'll ship it to the Grays Lake Library. I read it, return it back to the Grays Lake Library, and they ship it back.
I would also plug some, like I did at the beginning, some of our online databases. Really go to, if you go to our website and really dig in there, you can see we have stuff from Weiss Financial, which is, if you're looking at trying to do some investing, want to get some hot tips on some ETFs or dive further in, it's a paid subscription. The library pays for that. All you need is a library card. You can do some stock research. We have consumer reports. So I used that not too long ago, trying to get a new refrigerator, and thought, When you go on Google, every refrigerator seems to have great reviews these days, and how many of these reviews are real people or bots? Don't really know when you just go on the wild, wild west of the internet. But you can use your library card, get into consumer reports, which you can pay for that as a paid subscription, or you can go in and all you need is your library card. And if you're trying to make a big purchase on something,
that's
you
awesome.
can go in and read reviews on new LG refrigerators.
Yeah.
it's a pretty major purchase. So
That's
you don't want to fly blind.
I used to use consumer reports for everything.
Yes,
and I
we
think
did
as
too.
things got on with the internet that I stopped using, but consumer reports you went to for everything.
Well, now it's digital.
From cars to refrigerators.
So now
I remember using the consumer reports to decide on what vacuum to buy.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, because that's right when Dysons came out, and they weren't even actually rated all that high because they were so loud and so expensive. So I'm like, I can
and we have some cool databases too. When I look at some of the stats that I think are underutilized, we have what's called Mango Languages, which is another service that's free with your library card. But if you're trying to learn a new language, very easy, web-based. It's an app. You just can download the app, sign in using your library card, and it's not the old school way of learning a language. Lots of videos, 30-second, 40-second bites. But even if it's for people that really want to learn the language, or if you got a trip planned to Italy or Spain in a couple of months and you just want to learn some basics for when you're out and about ordering food, and you can get that app for free.
See, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That fits really well under there. That's awesome. All right, so what am I not asking you? What's some important things that we haven't touched on?
Do you want?
You want to talk a little bit more about?
No, like our goal for the foundation, and one of the things we are trying very hard to raise a lot of money for in the next couple events. With the 2 events we do a year, trying to raise a lot of money with that is for the library would love a mobile
outreach vehicle.
Yes.
We're not talking like we're not talking a full-size bookmobile here, because Grayslake, we're not a big enough district that needs a full-size bookmobile. But what we're thinking here is more something along the lines of a little bit more souped-out minivan, or like a small Sprinter van. Because I had mentioned before, we have a community engagement department, where the library is out and about at events all year round. We're not always just at the library. We try to really be out in the community as well. It's one of the pillars connecting communities, one of the pillars of our mission and our vision. But right now we don't have any kind of vehicle, so we're relying a lot on my staff using their own personal vehicles or even their spouse's vehicles, and it shouldn't be, as a director looking at it like, oh, so-and-so has a truck, it's not reliable. So we would like to get a vehicle that can be used more for some of our outreach, where we can put we have a big pop-up tent. We can put our pop-up tent in there, even in the back, if we needed to transport books or we needed to transport laptops. Excuse me, those kinds of things.
So that's what some of the fundraising is.
Yes,
that's the big goals.
That's what we're looking at for raising money for right now. That's the foundation's primary focus right now, is to try and get that outreach vehicle.
Nice. Okay, so these events, things.
Yes.
What can a resident of Grayslake do to help out all these things besides coming to, let's say they're online and they just want to either do a donation, come in, see, find out ways that they can help?
Well, the one main thing is just coming out and attending, or you can always sponsor events. We're always looking for sponsors. Sometimes we're just looking for volunteers. If you just have
especially for the escape room event
the escape room big time in the fall, because it's so fun, and
it's fun, but
because we turn over the rooms every hour, so you're resetting the rooms, you're taking people to the rooms, there's checking in, there's fun pictures afterwards. We're always looking for volunteers for that. We're always looking for sponsors for things, donations. I know when Heather's the one that does all the escape room stuff, like she's hand making all the props that go into these rooms, and one was this huge Egyptian theme room, and she made like her own sarcophagus to come in, and
it was really cool.
It's very, very cool. She's so creative. She's also the one that does all the crafts at the Pouring Over Pages events coming in March. Like, you come in, you make a flower out of book pages, and she did a bunch of our ornaments on the community tree that we sponsored. She hand makes all of those things too. And
so if you're listening to this and you're driving around or sitting at home and you live in Grayslake thinking, I'm ready to give back some time to my community, but I don't know how to do it. If you're looking for an opportunity, the Grayslake Library Foundation would love to have you.
And your money if you want.
Most people have no idea what to do with their aging loved one who needs help. Well, there is a solution. A company that provides care and assistance to make your loved one feel right at home. At Right at Home, their mission statement is to improve the quality of life for those they serve. They offer extensive services: personal and companion care, safety supervision and transportation, fall prevention, dressing and bathing assistance, medical reminders, meal prep, hospice support, ambulation support, stroke recovery, Parkinson's support. The list goes on and on and on. If you have an aging loved one that needs help, call Right at Home. Most people prefer to age in their home rather than moving to an assisted living or nursing home. Right at Home can make this happen. Contact Right at Home at rightathomenlc.com or give them a call, 847-984-0103. Now back to the show.
Money, if you want to just cut us a check, we'll take cold hard cash, we'll take a check, you know.
It is funny talking to a bunch of different organizations and see how important volunteers are, right?
Yes.
And we always say that, you know, very small percentage of people volunteer, right?
Right.
But it's a great way, especially in the world we live in, to find your community, find like-minded people, and actually give something back. You'll never know how much fun it is unless you try it.
Right.
So.
And sometimes you can't. You don't always, you know, in this economy, you don't always have the extra funds to be like, oh, I'd love to, you know, just send hundreds of dollars to the foundation, but I can spend 2 hours of my time.
Absolutely.
You know, we'll take that just as much as we take, you know,
everything.
Money. Yeah.
No, I love it. All right, as we're getting close to wrapping up, what are we missing? What are we missing? What is it?
Oh, a good time at our events, obviously. Like,
I know there's so much about everything.
Yeah,
I've already learned a lot about a library.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that these things too, that parents get their kids out here, right?
Yeah.
Because without them learning these things and going, maybe they think the library's dorky or it's this and that.
No,
if they bring them in and show how much cool stuff there is,
right.
it'll turn them on to that.
Because with our two events, like one is definitely a 21 and older, but the other one is so family friendly, and people have come in with young kids to do the escape rooms, teenagers, just a group of adults. I mean, there's always something for every age at the library.
Yes.
Yeah, that's well put.
Yeah.
And I will say, we do have the Winter Reading Challenge going on right now, so if you haven't signed up for that, you can go online and sign up or come into the library.
Right.
We do a Winter Reading Challenge every year, and then we do our popular Summer Reading Challenge every year with the T-shirts that people see and we're out and about of town. So like you just mentioned, you know, what are we missing? Just thinking literacy. It's so important for our littlest, our youngest Grayslake. You know, all the studies are shown there. Obviously, I'm not an educational scholar, but I've read some of the literature. It's there. Early literacy is so important for lifelong success.
The 1,000 books before kindergarten is huge. Like just reading to your kids, just trying to just get kids. And the younger you get interested in the reading, the better you are later. Because
that's another program Beth plugged. You can learn more on our website, 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten. So if you're out there with younger kids in Grayslake and you're looking for a program that will help encourage literacy, it's something to look up. And then if your little kiddo finishes, they'll get a picture taken and they'll be put up on the wall in Grayslake if that's what you would like. So
one of the things,
we've had hundreds of kids.
Of course, I work at one of the schools here in town, and one of the things that we notice with the kids that don't like to read or struggle, you can get the audiobook and the physical book and listen while you read, and that would help too. Like the library has multiple medias that the same book can be in.
That's a great idea. I like that.
It's a good point.
Yeah. Just to keep them there.
Yeah, that maybe you don't like to read, maybe you struggle reading, but we've got things to work around that, like all the audiobooks.
Literacy probably is the key to learning all through life and everything, especially with they take half the time they're on video games and even if they're listening to a book, it creates everything and opens their imagination and their minds to other things that are out there.
Yeah, that's what we say. Reading is reading, even if you're not looking at the word, like, you know, if you're listening.
Thank you, because I got a bad eye and I can't really read anymore. I think that's... Did I read 10 books last year if I listened to them?
Yeah.
Yes, that counts.
Yeah,
my older brother's dyslexic. He has a hard time, reading, but turning through audiobooks.
Nice. It does.
Yeah, like I said, the e-audiobooks have really exploded in the last 5 to 10 years. We've seen the circulation of those increase, and then obviously you're seeing the publishers. That's where that's where they're making a lot of their income now is off the e-audiobooks, which is why you're seeing these subscriptions like Audible.
Do you guys still have the Playaways too?
Yeah, we have Playaways.
What's Playaway?
It's like a pre-recorded book on.
A pre-recorded book. You hit the play button and it reads to you. It's like kind of like an audio. It's a physical version.
Almost like an iPod type with like one book on.
It's a physical version of an audio book.
Yeah.
So. It's a little bit for everybody.
Right. Yeah. So if you don't have like the apps or a DVD or CD player, it's just pre-recorded and you pop in your headphones and.
Yeah. Nice. So, hey, I'm Grayslake. No matter who's listening here, I think the library has something for everybody.
Yes.
I think it's important that everybody, hopefully by listening to this, you've opened your eyes to some other things that are out there. So tell your friends, like especially somebody that just needs to get something printed or needs a 3D printer or the embroidery. I mean, they're so awesome. Or you need a place to meet for a small meeting. Like, these are great resources that we have right underneath our noses. So
you can come in, or like I said, there's so many resources you can access from home as well.
Nice. Give me this too before we end. Library hours.
We are open every single day, Monday through Sunday, except in the summer. We're closed in the summer from Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend. But right now in the winter and not during the summer, we're open Monday through Thursday, 9:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Fridays, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. So
and Sundays 1 to 5 or something
Sundays
like that?
1 to 5, yeah.
Only during the school year. I always think of it during the school year.
So we're closed Sundays during the summer, guys.
Oh, and as we close out too, I tip my hat. Great job at the election too. What a zoo. To keep everybody going around in a circle. Like, you just did a really great job.
Well, thank you. And a lot of that's my maintenance staff and the election workers, the election officials were in as well. Yeah, so we've been a polling place. We're a polling place as well. So
great job.
We had thousands of people last November.
Works great. Hey, Grayslake, wherever you guys are listening, do me a favor, whether you're listening on Spotify, whether you're listening on Apple or Audible or YouTube, wherever you're at, please hit the subscribe button. And do me a favor, listen. With that, you will get an alert every week of a new guest that's on. But I encourage people to listen to people they don't know, because I really think that brings community together. We get to learn a lot of things about new people. I just told you guys when we got in here, it's like continuing education for me, because I've learned so many valuable things about this town. So you think you know a lot about it? Listen to the 100 and whatever episodes we do. I guarantee that every episode has something to take out of it.
Yeah, congrats on that. There are over 100 episodes.
Thank you.
Did you think you'd get that many when you first started?
No, I guess I didn't have expectations.
Yeah.
And that's something we should leave everybody with. We talked about it. It's like, don't have expectations.
Don't have expectations.
Zero
Keep them low. Keep them low.
You'll never be let down. At all. But no, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Hey, and,
yes.
My role at the foundation is you just say, hey, motion to adjourn.
And I'm going to motion to adjourn right now.
Well, thanks for having me, Dave. Thanks for having us, Dave.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And I always end on this. Hey, you never know what your friends or family are going through. So get out there, do 1-2 different random acts of kindness today, whether it's smiling at a cashier, open the door for somebody. People have bad days, and you never know. Your little things of kindness can make somebody stay. So get out there and do it. Challenge to you. So, Grayslake, thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you again.
And we'll see you next Tuesday, everybody.
Bye.